99.3 Nigeria Info Lagos. Welcome to Maternity Line Show. I am Zaynab Yakin. As always, it's Friday. Yoo-hoo! Who else feels this much excited as much as I do? Yeah, I know it's Friday and it comes with a lot of excitement. Yes, so the year is fast running out as well. I mean, I think we're about 5 to 6 weeks to end the year. I hope you are still very well able to do something significant for yourself. All right, please do not lose hope. Okay, just be like me because I'm so hopeful. Right, if you're just listening for the first time, this is Nigeria Info 99.3, and Fridays at this hour from 12:15. By the way, we kicked off the show live on radio on your number one talk news and sports radio station. And guess what? Today we are discussing something very sensitive, a very sensitive conversation we're having. But first and foremost, I will need you to please listen to this I'm about to play to have a background to the discussion we're having. And you might want to have you want to feel for humanity, things that women go through, women whose freedom has been restricted due to one reason or another. I'll be right back, Lagos. Right after the video, the sound I'm about to play, we are going to go on a short break, and I do have a guest with me in the studio already, who I will be introducing right after this. Please stay here, Lagos. I'll be right back.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Street Foods Nigeria returns with a power package season focused on nutrition, hygiene, promotion of tourism, and cultural heritage of Nigeria. Watch regular street food vendors transform to becoming extraordinary food ambassadors that bring foreign direct investments under the Omotosho or celebrity judges like Chef T, Harry of a kitchen, Okbayemi Famakin Kumiremi, the host with the most in Yolu and other guest judges. Catch Street Foods Nigeria on YouTube, Food Bay TV. Turn on notification to be the first to see it. Street Foods Nigeria Season 5 is proudly brought to you by Food Bay TV in collaboration with Lagos State of Youth and Social Development, championed by Golden Penny, sponsored by Calypso, refreshed by Mortina and Tiger Beer, supported by Hospitality Business School, Prism Healthcare, and Palladium Fans.
Do you want to unlock your future by studying abroad? Are you interested in AI, tech, health sciences, law, management, engineering, tuition discounts, scholarships, opportunities, and many more? University of Bradford Open Day event meets the international admission team live in Lagos on 23rd November 2024, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Radisson Hotel, Ikeja, GRA. University of Bradford Open Day. Register now. Call or text UOB Nigeria to 0810-149-0866. 0810-149-0866.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Paul's Fiesta Airlines Flight 2024, departing to the ultimate December party destination.
On December 8th, Queen's Park Event Center, Lagos. Prepare for an unforgettable journey packed with games, comedy, DJs, and the best hype man in town. Oh, and passengers, brace yourselves for the main event. Ruga, live on stage, plus top Nigerian artists. Tickets are just 5,000 naira, and each one gives you a shot at winning a life-changing 500,000 naira. Tickets available at bit.ly/PaulsFiesta24. That is bit.ly/PaulsFiesta24.
It's that time of the week again. Are you ready to dive into the wide world of news? Join us for the Hat Fact Awards every Friday at 3 to 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info FM. We are breaking down the best, the worst, and the downright Nawa stories that had everyone talking this week.
Oh, wow. Some people don't do it.
From jaw-dropping headlines to the most outrageous events, we've got it all covered.
know how we do it. So let's get it on.
Tune in as we celebrate the stories that make you laugh, cry, and shake your head in disbelief. Whether it's the latest viral sensation or the craziest political blunder,
We are going to provide you with insecurity.
we'll give you the rundown on what's hot and what's not. And guess what? You get to vote for your favorite stories in our weekly awards. Who will take home the coveted title of the best stories of the week, and which tale will earn the infamous worst story of the week? Hard Facts Awards on Nigeria Info FM, where we turn the news into entertainment.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
My father married 3 wives. My mommy is the last wife of my father. And I am the first child, out from 6 siblings from my mommy's side. There was no peace in my family. Even the day I was about to marry, they started ganging up, which I didn't know, till the day they called policemen to come and arrest us that we are hired killer. Before I know what was going on, the magistrate came out and sentenced me to Enugu Maximum Prison, while my husband would be at Nsukka Prison. I was so confused. I was 4 months pregnant before I went into prison. When they took me to where the female inmates used to be, the first thing I saw was rats everywhere. We are 54 female inmates living in the same cell. Even the toilet is in the same cell. Toilet and bathroom is in the same cell. Being a pregnant woman in the cell, I thought that they would pity me. If you see me that time, all my body was full of rashes. I was like a kwashiorkor person. There was no better food. Later on, when my pregnant reached 9 months, it was one of my fellow inmates that have stayed there for 7 years that I wake up to tell her what the feelings I'm passing through, what I'm passing through. So I told the woman started encouraging me, petting me to do not shout, to that, this is a prison, that they will not even allow us to go to outside. So I was just lying down, crying, until God came to intervene. Even the time my baby came out, I was so surprised, because I didn't do any push at all. It's just a handwork of God. So I heard the cry of my baby.
Being a pregnant woman in the cell, I thought they would pity me. Did you hear that part? Yes. Of course, I should let you know that that was an interview with Chisom Ugu, detailing her experience as a pregnant woman in the Enugu Correctional Facility. Of course, that interview is from 5 years ago. Yes, 5 years. But there is a reason I am bringing back this today, because the question is, has anything changed as regards how pregnant women and nursing mothers before and after Chisom are being treated? Well, I did my best through the Justice Project to have some of these women who recently regained their freedom to be on the show today. Sadly, these women appear unwilling to come forward. They say it's not a fantastic experience to recount. And I'm just hoping that we're able to get some of them to speak during the course of the year, within the remaining 5 to 6 weeks to end this year. Of course, the International Human Rights Day is December 10. So literally, that window is still open for the next 3 weeks if we could get women to come speak on this subject. I mean, can I call them ex-convict?
For some of them, yes.
Okay, that's the voice of my lawyer guest in the studio. Yes, I'm hoping we are able to get some of them to come forward. Lagos, this is Maternity Line Show. Once again, I am Zaynab Yakin, and of course, you are listening to Nigeria Info 99.3. I do have a very passionate lawyer, a pro bono lawyer, who is qualified, more than qualified, to practice in Nigeria. She is Ms. Omotosho, Damilola Omotosho. She's a senior associate, Slingstone Legal Practices and pro bono lawyer with the Justice Project. The Justice Project connects the helpless with pro bono lawyers and creates a fairer society. All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Damilola, to be on the show today. She's a lawyer, by the way.
Thank you very much, Zaynab, for having me. It's a pleasure.
All right. Now, from the audio that I played, for those watching online, a video, of course, what did you make of what Chisom said with regards to the women who you have had to help on similar cases in the past?
Chisom's experience is one of many. One of many. Even though Lagos could say to have it in better, because Lagos State's Female Correctional Center in Kirikiri has a clinic. But the question is this sufficient? Is this enough? Does this cater adequately to the needs, to the mental, to the physical, and the health needs of these women? So it is still not sufficient, but Chisom's experience is one of many. And for, unlike male correctional centers, we only have one female correctional center in the whole of Lagos. So you could be arrested in Bega, you could be arrested in Aja, you could be arrested in Ikorodu, Badagry. Everybody who is arrested and a female would be remanded in the female custodial center. So that is one experience, one to many experience. Many of the women in the facility who are pregnant.
Thank you so much for attending our question. Now, here is the thing, I'd love to once again to reintroduce my guest. As I said, she's a lawyer. She's a Ms. Damilola Omotosho. She's volunteering with the Justice Project that connects the helpless with pro bono lawyers and create a fairer society, in case you're just joining us. Now, previously, research has shown that since 2020, the year 2020, that was over 4 years ago, or about 5 years now, the statistics of women pregnant, women generally, excuse me, of women remanded in the correctional homes have slightly decreased in the year 2020, though from that same 2020 it has also increased. So literally speaking, from say 10 years ago, the number was so huge, and in the year 2020 it decreased slightly, and since then it has increased again. So according to a particular research, according to the Nigerian Correctional Service, as of 2019, there were about 2% of female remanded in correctional homes, with a particular number still awaiting trial. Now, the Nigerian Correctional Service is still telling us, I'm looking for that research now, now I found that research, that women constitute about 2% of the prison population, with the largest number of 1,789 being awaiting a trial, female, that ATF. And there are currently about 433 convicted females, while 73 are on death row. This is into corrections.gov.ng. Now, there is something I want us to take away from this. Ahead of a third occasion of the celebration of the International Day of Women Judges in March 2024, Honorable Justice Kodrat Ekiriekun, CFR, Justice Supreme Court and President National Association of Women Judges in Nigeria, while speaking on the topic empathy and action, women and girls in carceral settings, said, this is what she said. She said it cannot be gainsaid, that is, it cannot be denied that the plight of women and girls in carceral settings, especially mothers, is often overlooked. And I'm wondering, why is it being overlooked? I feel like this is a special case that should be treated specially. And going back to Choma Chisom, rather, she said she thought that the fact that she's a pregnant woman, she will be treated differently. Now, from the experiences of the women that you've had to work with, pregnant women and nursing mothers in similar situation, what have they told you that it may look like they are not being treated differently?
Okay. We once had a case 2021, 2022 of a mother. She was heavily pregnant, and if I could estimate right now, she was maybe about 7 months or 8 months at the time. Now, from our experience from recounting our experience, they were not treated any differently. They were all treated as one and the same. They were required to do chores around the correctional center. They were assigned tasks. She was still doing what she would normally do as every other female inmate in there. Now, their experience is not different. They are still treated the very same way. The clinic is not as equipped for such women as much as they should be, because those women are not in the majority. And I feel that is the reason why they don't have the capacity to help them, because they are not in the majority, so to say. Women who are, some people go into the correctional centers pregnant. Some do not even know that they are pregnant. We even had a case of a mother who had just given birth barely few days before she was incarcerated at that time. So as much as there needs to be facilities, that is not available. And another thing to note is that for correctional centers, they are heavily regulated, heavily guarded. We once had a case of a mother who she was arrested. She had a baby somewhere else, but she was arrested for wandering and attempted kidnapping and array of other offenses. By the time we met with her at the correctional center, she told us that she just had a baby some weeks before, and she was exhibiting signs of not being mentally well. It took the intervention of the court to be able to get her that particular medical help for her mental health. It took the court noticing that, and for us to raise that we have concerns that our client is not mentally fit to stand trial or for anything at all. And then it took the court making an order for her to attend the Yaba Neuropsychiatric Hospital and to be attended to. And then she was diagnosed as having postpartum depression. There was no facility in the clinic at the correctional center to help her. There was no facility to diagnose that. If that had been done at the correctional center, she would have gotten the much needed help. She would have been understood. She would have helped as much as possible, but that was not available.
They might have even thought she was probably being mentally unstable.
She told me that they only medicated her and gave her sleeping medicine once she gets agitated. She was getting restless. She was getting a little bit out of hand. And the best way for them to deal with that, because they are not equipped, because it is just a sick bay or a simple clinic where they are just supposed to attend to malaria, headache, fatigue, stress. Just give you paracetamol, give you vitamin C, give you just the little things. So they were not equipped to even make a diagnosis, not to talk of treat her or not to talk of observe her. So it was a challenge at that time. So they are not treated as not mothers, nursing mothers, new mothers are not treated any different from other females in correctional centers.
Lagos, you are listening to the voice of Damilola Omotosho, who is a volunteer with the Justice Project. Justice Project connects the helpless with pro bono lawyers and creates a fairer society. I keep hammering on this because this is what she is doing passionately. Remember, she's also a senior associate with Slingstone Legal Practices, and she's having to go out of her way to volunteer in order to see to cases like this. It's a big deal, and she is here talking about the experiences of nursing mothers and pregnant women whom she has had to work with. Right? I wish these women could come forward to speak, like Chisom Ugu, but I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
It's a traumatic experience for many of them. For some of them who were there for a month, 2 months before they could get their bill perfected. It's a traumatic experience that not many would want to relieve. It's a traumatic. Nobody wants to go back there. Nobody wants to remain there. People there want to come out. That's the honest truth. So it's a time of their life where they do not want to talk about it. It's a part of their life where they've remanded in an abyss where they've banished it far back there. In fact, even some of them, when we try to reach out to them, because what the Justice Project does is that we also try to get contact with family members so that we can follow up and do wellness check and see how they are faring. So many of them, even when we get through to the family members, they will say this person does not want to talk about this. The entire family is acting as if that never happened. So that is one of the reasons why many of them are not eager to come forward to speak about this.
So there is one thing that my mind keeps going back to. So not wanting to talk about it makes me think that, are they concerned? They could be arrested again for speaking out. But I also feel that this is a solution we are trying to proffer, right? Because there are avalanche of reports on this similar cases. There are, according to a report from 2019, if my memory serves me right, 2019 or 2021, the statistics also shows that about 33 infants are there in were there in correctional homes with their parents. And we are talking about babies and toddlers. And I'm thinking to myself, so how are these babies being taken care of? I'm aware there are creches. So what's the condition of the creches there?
Honestly, the condition of creches there, it is not a crèche that you and I will want to put our babies in, because the conditions are what they are. The correctional centers do the best they can with what they have, and that is where private individuals and organizations come in. They come with donations. They try to give. They try to bring diapers, donate diapers, because these are no resources that the correctional center can keep on providing for many of these women. They have other expenses. They have food they want to provide for the inmates. They have this and that. So on the list of their priorities, that is not topmost. Not at that time. So catering for babies is not top on their priority. Top on their priority is ensuring that the inmates are the defendants, the inmates are well and alive to stand trial, for those who still have trials ahead of them, those who are still awaiting trials. So they rely on the goodwill of private individuals who would donate. Sometimes they come to court, they beg, they plead with the public to assist them. And that's for those who have no family, because some of them, their family members are not aware that they are there. Some of them, their family members are in remote parts of the country.
I read a
Some
story
of them came to Lagos to hustle, to make money to send home. Some of them, their families do not even care. We had one that we had to keep calling the husband repeatedly to say, okay, you have a few days old baby. Your wife is incarcerated. She's lactating. She's supposed to be with her child, bonding with that child, breastfeeding that child. But she's here, and we had to chase the husband to be able to perfect the bill so that she comes out of there and take care of her child at home, in the comfort of her home with her loved ones. So it's pathetic, really. It's not a place where you and I want to put our babies in.
Lagos, we're having this conversation first to put our government on their toes, because it behooves on the government to make things right. We understand nobody is above the law. I have a caller. Please kindly allow me finish. Oh, my thoughts. I understand nobody is above the law, but we also need to consider the fact that these are pregnant and nursing mothers with their babies. Like the lawyer has just said, calling on a husband because the woman was still lactating at the time. So think about it, Lagos. Have you been to a correctional homes, a correctional facility in Lagos or outside Lagos? How would you describe the situation over there? Have you even ever paid a visit to the Nigeria Correctional Home at all? Or have you been to the female custodial facility in Lagos, where at 2023, 78% of those behind the bars were on trial? How would you describe the situation of pregnant and nursing women and babies you saw over there, if you've ever been there? Now, do you even think that it is critical that the Nigeria government, consider alternatives and specific institutional strategies in handling these special classes of inmates? Do you even see pregnant women serving time in prisons as disturbing? Lagos, join the conversation. We're just about 10 minutes away from this. I have a caller. Okay, the call dropped. Okay, let me check. I do have a message here. Okay, I can find it again. I have a caller. Good afternoon, Nigeria Info 99.3. All right, sorry about that, Lagos. Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, wow. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from, please?
Yeah, my name is Naji, calling from Agbara.
All right, Naji. Nice to have you here.
I want to ask, what are the work of the warders in the prison that they cannot even separate a pregnant woman or a nursing mother from other people inside the prison? Because when you see a pregnant woman, see him coming to deliver, and you allow him to stay like that. So what is it what government told them to do? Or are they doing it on their own? They cannot even take care of them inside the prison. Because they want the person to die. A pregnant woman that is maybe a month to die, a month to deliver, or to some days, they allow her to stay with the mix of other prisoners there. So what is their mind? I want to know, is it what the government said they should be doing, or the warders, are they doing it on their own? They cannot even take care of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Naji from Agbara. Ms. Omotosho.
Yes.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, please.
Now, it's easy to blame the workers, the wardens, who are entrusted with taking care of the inmates. But the truth is that they can only do as much as the court allows them. They are under strict orders. Their orders are, you get a remand order saying, ensure the so person remains in prison until the bail is perfected, or until acquitted and discharged by this honorable court. And this person will remain in prison, notwithstanding the condition.
I get that.
So until maybe if the lawyer makes an application or makes a passionate plea to the court for exigent circumstances, or quickly perfects that person's bail, that person would remain in prison until she gives birth.
Wow. All right, we have another caller. Good afternoon, Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please speak.
This is Michael from Ikorodu.
All right, Michael. Nice to have you here.
Yes. I've once been in a prison. I went to visit prisoners at Bokuta Oba prison.
Okay.
So I saw a lady with identical twins inside the prison. So I was like, why could this be possible? A baby inside the prison. The reason they gave to me was that the woman fought with her neighbor and the other person died. And the woman was pregnant at that time before the incident. So he delivered inside the prison. The babies are about
I was going to
close
ask.
to a year that time. So it was a very terrible situation. I said,
infants.
is that not a way government should do it, that a pregnant woman should go home and
We are going to
give her
get cut off, Mr. Michael. We are going to get cut off. Thank you so much. You've asked your question. Thank you. Let's see. We have just a few seconds to go, and I do have more callers trying to ask one or two questions as well. Would you attend to?
Oh yes,
Michael.
So it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. The law allows the babies to be with their mothers up until 18 months. Could be perfected. Again, we also understand the constraint of getting their bail because of the bail conditions.
All right. We'll talk more on that right after this break.
More talk, news, and sports after this.
Do you want to unlock your future by studying abroad? Are you interested in AI, tech, health sciences, law, management, engineering, tuition discounts, scholarships, opportunities, and many more? Attend University of Bradford Open Day event and meet the international admission team live in Lagos on 23rd November 2024, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Radisson Hotel, Ikeja, GRA. University of Bradford Open Day. Register now. Call or text UOB Nigeria to 0810-149-0866. 0810-149-0866.
All right, Lagos, it's back to Maternity Line. You can call now. We have about 4 minutes to end the show. I do have Damilola Omotosho here with me in the studio. Probono lawyer with the Justice Project, also senior associate, Slingstone, Lagos. I have a message here. Good afternoon, Zaynab. You always bring new perspective into this maternal health all the time. Thank you so much for doing this, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. I have another one. Okay, this one is coming from Oluwafemi. Femi says, good afternoon, lawyer Omotosho. Well done, and kudos to what you are doing for humanity. This one comes from Induka. Induka says, good afternoon, Zaynab. This is a great one. Please keep it up. Thank you, Induka. All right, Lagos, join the conversation. We are doing a check on pregnant women and nursing mothers in the correctional facilities. Have you been to one before? What was the situation on there? The lawyer in the studio, I would love to read this out for you to listen. Oh, okay. It eludes me. Okay, here is it. Now, the United Nations Asia and Far East Institute referenced a report titled Assessment and Treatment of Female Prisoners in Africa, reveals that the Nigeria Prison Service, now Nigeria Correctional Service, recognizes 5 forms or legal reasons for detention, incarceration of female prisoners, which are women against whom a court of competent jurisdiction has decided a case. These brought into prison conviction warrants. Number 2, women whose cases are pending before courts are brought into prison with remand warrants issued by such courts. Number 3, women committed as judgment debtors by the court for whom the judgment creditor deposits feeding money with the prison authorities 4. Women members of the armed forces who commit offenses prohibited by the military and civilian accomplices committed to prison through court martial. Lastly, women committed to prison by the Inspector General of Police or Chief of Army Staff or act detrimental to state security under Decree number 2 of 1984, now repealed. So with all of this, is this what we see being played out with regards to women who are in detention?
Well, the majority of women in detention are those awaiting trial. That is, those who they've been arraigned, they've pled not guilty, and they are remaining there because their bail either has not been perfected or they are being remanded for capital offenses like armed robbery, murder. So for such people, they form the bulk of the people that are currently in correctional facilities.
Wow. And how should government step in to help?
I think the work begins with our courts. As much as we may want to push the buck back to the government, the bail conditions for many of them includes that they should have someone who has a landed property in Lagos.
Wow.
We all know that Lagos is a prime state, and there are not many people who own landed properties in Lagos. So if one of the bail conditions is that somebody should have a landed property in Lagos, we'll keep having people who would be awaiting trial because they will not be able to perfect their bills.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Damilola. You'll be back on the show.
Allow us to save you the stress.
Count on us for your daily dose of information and current affairs.
You asked for it, the conversation and more on Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.